subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
All right, PM, well, we'll just put you on ice for a minute. Let's get Americana in here. Americana, hop on in.
Hey, I appreciate you letting me speak up.
Yes. Now,
Um,
what's going on with your phone? Your phone sounds horrible. What's with your phone?
do I not sound good?
Are you on some earphones? Are you using earphones?
I'm using earbuds.
Okay, can you just go ahead and take those out and speak regularly? It'll be best to hear you more clearer.
I mean, can you hear me now?
I can hear you as best as I can hear you. Now, Americana, where are you from?
I'm from Southwest Ohio.
Ohio. Oh, Southwest Ohio. You near Kentucky?
I'm in between Cincinnati and Dayton.
Oh, but you out there with the real deal, brothers and sisters. Oh, how you feel about that? You out there with some of those heavyweights?
I mean, it's a good place to live.
Yeah.
I'm not dogging on it. Like Cincinnati is my state.
Well, yeah.
Cincinnati's my city.
All right. So, what's on your mind? What'd you have to say?
I think I really hate like the divide between like black and white people. Like I love black people and I wish they loved white people, but like seems like it's not reciprocating.
Oh, what's not being reciprocated? What love are we getting that needs to be reciprocated?
Like I want like a real alliance between like black people and white people. Like I want us to like form an alliance because we have like a common enemy. Like I love black people and I feel like black people don't love white people.
Okay, but where's the love from white society to black people? Where's the love? You haven't explained that, sir.
I think that white people have done a lot for black people, and I think that black people have done a lot for white people, but
All right.
like
Name one thing that white society has done exclusively for black people that has not been done for everybody. What has been done for black people? One thing, just one. Don't even rack your brain. Just give me one.
I mean like affirmative action.
Okay.
I mean that's true.
Okay. Are you trolling, man?
No, I'm not. I'm being honest. Like I think
Affirmative action was given to black people exclusively.
I mean affirmative action. I think we have like America has like really tried to like
The affirmative.
rise black people up.
See, this is the. And this. Oh, you're not trying to have a love relationship. This is antagonism by saying that white people gave us affirmative action when it's known most affirmative action goes to white people. White women, white gay men, white Hispanic men, white Asian men, white men who claim to be Native American. We are the last on the list to get any affirmative action. We don't benefit from affirmative action, and we've never benefited from affirmative action. The thing black people have done is merit based. We can't get there without being the best in the room. So go ahead. Don't even fix your mouth to say that. On America.
Well, I think that's wrong. I think that white people like really did like a lot of bad things to black people. Like I think white people really hurt black people, and I think we're trying to make up for it.
How?
And I think we've been trying to make up for it for decades.
How? Trying how?
Affirmative
No,
action.
no. So no, you have lying ain't helping. See, what you're doing is lying. That's a lie. So you haven't helped. You can't harm somebody and then say, "Hey, man, there's a Bible." Band-Aids over there. Just go ahead, reach up there, and there's nothing up there. That's what you're doing. You're telling us that there's an empty box of Band-Aids somewhere. You're just not being honest. That's practice.
Well, what am I missing? What am I missing?
That's what you're saying is not true. You're missing the truth. What you're saying is
I just want to make it clear that I love black
you,
people. I love
you
them.
don't.
And like, what am I missing? What am I missing?
You don't. You're lying. You're not telling the truth. You
I'm not lying. I love black
you
people.
don't.
What am I missing?
No, truth is love. You can't say you love.
I love black people. I love black people. What am I missing?
You're not telling the truth. So if you love black people, why don't you have compensatory justice? Why don't you compete for that? Why don't you campaign for compensatory justice? Right?
I just want to know what my shortcomings are. Like where am I making a mistake?
Well, you keep repeatedly lying, saying affirmative action. What part of that don't you understand?
What do I have to do?
Stop lying. It doesn't seem like you're
Why am I lying?
because you're probably a white supremacist.
No, I'm not.
Well, we suspect that you could be, right?
Why do you think that? Why do you think that?
Because you've been lying. You've been here lying, sir.
I'm not a white supremacist. I don't think anyone's supreme.
Right,
I think people are people.
but no, but you're being very deceptive. You've been very deceptive.
Well, I want you to like tell me where I'm going wrong
Well,
and I can fix it.
well, this is how you're going to fix it. This. How do you feel about reparations? If you love us so much, how do you feel about us getting reparations from the United States government for the warfare they've waged on us?
I think that people should be entitled to reparations where they've been done wrong.
Right. So that's where we need you. You shouldn't be talking about some make believe affirmative action. You should be talking about the reparations that foundational Black Americans should be getting, right?
But I mean, I'm Irish. Like I was f***ed over by the English. You know, like there's like it's a really nasty cycle. Like the people have been f***ed over by everyone
But
from the beginning of time.
then you joined the and started with them, and you started screwing us. So yeah, what's your point? Some of them.
None of my family members ever hurt black people.
Sir, there were race riots by Irish people in Ohio, in Cincinnati, as a matter of fact, and other places. We had my
Are you from Cincinnati?
well, I'm not, but my family is out there in Ohio, and the underground.
I'm from Cincinnati.
Right. And you got some of the biggest kick-ass brothers and sisters out there who fought them damn Irish immigrants who were trying to harm them. You had Irish immigrants up there in Boston trying to harm Black people. That's why Boston is one of the most racist cities in the United States. That's because it's Irish. Those Irish are some of the most vile anti-Black racists you can ever imagine. When the Civil War was popping off and they had the draft riots, those were people attacking Black folks and burning down orphanages and all that. Don't you bring your ass over here talking about you Irish and we got some kind of camaraderie. Sit down. You don't know who you're talking to, sir. We don't do that. All right?
All right, fair enough.
There you
Fair enough.
go. So we talk affirmative action. Affirmative action is your community. All right. If we're talking that, those are white women get more affirmative action than going to talk that, put it in the right context. We need you to be on that reparations kick. All right.
Fair enough.
There you go. Have a good night. Thank you so much. All right. Don't ever let these people try to run that Irish camaraderie bullshit. Man, get the hell out of here. Hell no. No, no, no. Don't ever let them run that Irish game. I think my brother Afro Elite he did a broadcast. I didn't see it. He was talking about Matt Walsh. I think Matt Walsh and other suspected white supremacists was trying to run that Irish bullshit. Oh no, 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 no. Don't ever let them get away with that. Ty Powell. Hop on, Ty. Yeah, Irish, some of them were indentured servants and then they got compensated. They got freedom dues. Don't let them say that they got screwed over. No, they didn't. No, they got hazed into white supremacy, but they were compensated. They got freedom dues. They got land, money, weapons, and they were allowed to be the police. Brother Ty, hop on in.
Yeah, can you hear me,
Yes,
Flex?
sir. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, 76% of all white women benefited from affirmative
Hmm.
action, and also 21% of gay white men benefit from affirmative
Yeah.
action. I think black people is only like 3 to 5% of federal contracts that black people actually receive through affirmative action from 1971 until 2013. I think we got 3%.
Wow.
That's it. That's we didn't get anything. We got to get pennies. That's what we got.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we got.
My man.
I'll land my plane.
Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, see, there you go. Shout out to Ty, bringing in the scholarship, bringing in the real numbers. Yeah, we don't get none of them federal contracts, them affirmative action contracts. Don't let these people run that game. Another white woman, you remember that condescending Karen? She called up the other day talking that affirmative action nonsense. See, let me tell you something about these people. They know good and well we ain't getting none from no damn affirmative action. They know that. I want y'all to understand how the white supremacists operate. They know that they're not, look, they're not dumb. White supremacists are not dumb. They love playing dumb. They play dumb. They're not dumb. They know we don't benefit or we have never benefited from no damn affirmative action in appreciable numbers. We haven't. They know that. They just hope we don't know that. You understand? So they're used to saying that to folks who just don't know. Yeah, that don't work over here at all. Yeah. But oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Oh, we got a lot of folks in here. Shout out to everybody in here. Shout out to everybody in here. PM, you want to get back on PM? PM, hop on, man. I was trying to hear what you had to say. PM, hop on in here. Mr. PM, hop on in. Mr. PM. What's going on with your phone, man? PM, hop on, man. Okay, Mr. PM, you ain't saying nothing. So let's get Arturo. Let's get Arturo in here. Arturo, what's going on? Arturo, unmute your microphone, sir.
Hey.
There you go.
So, doing good.
What's on your
So on my mind is three things. So I'm a little spent up right now, but yeah, three things. First is and with regard to the guy that was just on before, or no, the second to last guy, the Irish guy, right? I want to share these books that I put in the comments right there. There's four in particular. One is called "Working Towards Whiteness: How America's Immigrants Became White: The Strange Journey from Ellis Island to the Suburbs." Whiteness of a Different Color: European Immigrants and the Alchemy of Race. White Trash: The 400-year Untold History of Class in America. And then Wages of Whiteness. Uh, so some stuff to to show how, what happened and how they basically, even though it came from different areas, they assumed the power structure. Because whiteness is just power, really. It's people that assume to be normal and say they are entitled to more than the other, right? Uh, so second thing is, I remember that you talked about like how your lineage goes. I think I remember it was like Georgia and Tennessee, maybe, and
Alabama, North Carolina?
North Carolina. Okay.
Mhm.
And so, when did you figure that out? Through like what your family told you, or did you like do some ancestry stuff? Or
Both. Well, both.
oh, nice.
Both. My grandmother, grandfather. We got their birth certificates and census records. So yeah, we can just paperwork. Just check with the paperwork. and just talk to our grandparents. My grandmother talked about being in North Carolina and Virginia, and when she came to Alabama and met my grandfather, and so yeah, just talking to the family and then putting the records together. So it's relatively easy. Our stuff is very well documented.
Cool, cool. And the last thing is
Well, Tori, are you
oh,
Italian? That name is Italian.
no,
What are
no, 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 no. My father's Puerto Rican and my mother's she's from Argentina, but her family's originally from Syria. So she's a Syrian Christian, not a Muslim.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's what's.
that's where I get my light skin from. It's from the Syrian side because my dad's brown.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. So the last thing was when it comes to reparations and such, like who do you think it should be the source of? Should be the federal government or federal government and the states?
No, federal government. With the federal government, just make it real simple. The federal government, same thing, and it could be some of the states too. That's not a problem. But I think just get one big swoop, the federal government, because it was the federal government who really, really kept us enslaved. Because even if we left one state, they had the Fugitive Slave Act. So they were the ones putting us back in slavery. And also, when we had slave revolts in places like Florida, they would send the U.S. military. That's the federal government. So they were sending them down to suppress everybody. So yeah, it's going to have to be the federal government. And we can talk to the states and all that, but definitely the federal government, right?
All right. So is there any state in particular you would want recompense
All
from?
of them. Anyone.
All of them.
California, all of them benefited from it. Every corporation, all of them benefited from it. Everybody benefited from slavery. That's the thing. That's why we just go for the federal government. Nobody was excluded just because something was.
Not even Hawaii.
Oh no. Well, Hawaii's a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
Because the white supremacists are running it now, so all the money
Right.
they've gotten from it, they need to cough up some bread too, because that money came from the United States, the mainland. So, all of them. And I'm not talking about the native Hawaiians, but the whites
Right.
run it over there because they did a hostile takeover. The Dole family, and I talked about this the other day. They did an illegal takeover of Hawaii. So if they want to go over there and practice white supremacy, then you need to break bread too.
Yeah, one of the smallest islands is still owned by like the Scottish family that's been owning it since like 1850. They own the whole island.
Which one is it? Which island?
It's the second smallest island
Oh,
of the archipelago.
okay. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they bought it from some of the royals back in the day for like $15 million or something, and it's a private island now. They have some natives on it and some navy installations and such.
Oh, wow, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's heavy, man. But anyway, thank you so much, man. I appreciate.
you got it, man. Thanks.
Yes, indeed. But yeah. But shout out to Todd with some of those receipts, talking about who gets affirmative action and all of that stuff. And again, like I was saying earlier about the Irish. You always check them. Dude, we've been dealing with riots from these damn Irish immigrants for the longest. Dude, going back to the draft riots, 1863, again, Cincinnati, Ohio, there were multiple riots. They kept clashing with those brothers and sisters out there. Black folks had to stomp down on them, man. Cincinnati and that area, because Cincinnati was a major part of the Underground Railroad. Cincinnati was very, very important for the Underground Railroad. So you've always had rioters over there in that part of Ohio. Yeah, you've always had that rebellious spirit over there. So yeah, they were stomping back down on those Irish white supremacists. There was the Lombard Street riots in 1842 in Philadelphia. The Irish Catholic gang started to attack black parade goers. And in Boston, oh, there was multiple attacks in Boston during the 1830s, 40s, and 50s. They would That's all they would do is run around attacking black people all over goddamn Boston. It's too many to name. Rhode Island, 1831. Had a race riot, and Irish immigrants targeting black people. Baltimore, the labor riots, 1850s, 1860s, them Irish dock workers. attacking black people there. Louisville, Kentucky, 1866. Them Irish were attacking black voters over there. Detroit, Louisiana, New Orleans, 1860s. The Irish and German immigrants trying to clash with the black freedmen down there. And Chicago in the 1860s, 1870s, those Irish immigrants were trying to stomp down. And a lot of those places where I'm gonna tell you where they were clashing, where there was a lot of labor shortages and they needed cheap labor. We, foundational Black Americans, we had all the skills. So a lot of free Black people were very, very skilled. We were extremely skilled because a lot of us they were enslaved. So we accumulated a lot of skills. We just knew how to build shit and do stuff. So when there were jobs opening and they wanted to get the most skilled people, well, them Irish people were vicious against that. And they had to attack us so that they can get those job opportunities. They were viciously attacking us. So places you see around water, like where there were dock workers and stuff like that, Cincinnati, places like that, that's where you see a lot of that these race riots from these damn Irish. And another thing, when you hear those accents too. There's another thing about certain accents that we have being around Irish and Scottish people. Some of these poor Irish and some of we would kind of have to code switch, and we kind of picked up little verbal cues from them to a certain degree. It's deep. I have to get into that later. That's a little bit too deep right now. I get into that on Sunday about them accents in certain part of the country that we have. I get into that later. Let me get PM. Are you ready again? I keep trying to get you a PM. I don't know what you got going on. PM, are you in here? What's up, PM?
I finally got in here, man. I finally fixed it.
There you go. What was going
My girl was on the phone on the other line, so
on? There,
I had to hang up.
what's on your
I wanted, I wanted to just ask you about, man. I was thinking this the other day. So it dawned on me that damn near all the European countries were trying to take America over for like 400 years straight, right? And like, so our population, they say like the Indians or like the people that were here, and that cannot possibly be the people that was here because you couldn't diminish like a whole land mass of people like that. So it's like, for sure, majority of us are like, I feel like foundationally Black from this land mass.
Mhm.
I just came to that conclusion.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of us were already here. We've been saying that
Right.
everybody didn't come from the bottom of a damn ship. Everybody, it's just mathematically impossible.
Exactly. It didn't make. I was thinking about it. I'm like, all right. So if they waged war for that many years, right? So what would they do with the people? Only thing you could do with them is do what they did and confuse the shit out of them.
Yeah, basically, you wait a generation and tell people they're from somewhere else. So you deny them their land claims. It's real heavy. All right. It's real heavy. And we're gonna get deep into that in the new movie, by the way.
We don't know the beginnings of rap because as long as our music has been recording, people have been rapping.
The disco DJs separated themselves from us. We were the next generation coming up with this thing, and they were like, what's this little hippity hop thing?
The first time I heard somebody spit a 16 over a breakbeat was probably Melly Mel.
The Melly Mel sound that you hear today, I got that sound from Hollywood.
I was doing this same form of entertainment long before it had a name.
A lot of the gangs were fading out by the time hip hop came in. A lot of those gangs turned into crews.
As far as influencing hip hop, I saw no Puerto Rican or Jamaican influences whatsoever.
I started breakdancing in the 70s.
When rap and hip hop was all Black, it was negative. Now that it became a big phenomenon and corporately acceptable, now there's this need to take foundational Black Americans out of the creation of it and give it away to other people. And it's important for us to set the record straight.